Ladies and gentlemen, welcome to the Pittsburgh Curling Club, where we have the 5 and Under World Curling Championship for you. I'm Carson Turner, your host for this evening as the teams deliver their first rock. I kick it over to my teammate on the mic, Aaron McManus, to introduce the teams for you today.
And hello. So right now the colors have been predetermined. The Red Rocks, let's start with yellow since they're up. We have Skip, Patrick Doyon, Vice, Jeremy Verveil. Second is Sylvain Doyon. They are related, they're brothers. And Luke Verveil, and they are father and son. From varying curling clubs, we got Potomac, Orange County / Hollywood, Windy City, and Unionville, just north of Toronto. For red, they are from Quebec Curling Club. Skip is Benjo Delarmente. It's a tough one. Vice, Kira Manayan, like Hawaiian. She told me to say that. Neil Salinas and Alvin Ramos.
All right, so the first end is underway.
There was also a special request to shout out to Alvin's wife, Pamela Ortiz. She's watching back home. She was unable to join us, but he is excited that she's watching the show here.
There we go. First rock's underway, and we've got a red rock counting undercover. And we've got yellow coming back and bumping it back a hair. Still Red Rock scoring one. The call here is to come in and just freeze, I think, on that yellow rock. Kind of kick it out of the way and line up 3 rocks. Coming in great. They're on it hard. Maybe a little light. Looks pretty darn good. And that acts as a wonderful guard to that scoring rock.
They're calling appeal now to open that up. For folks watching at home who may not be curling, peel is kind of the heaviest rock, the fastest rock that you can throw to eliminate rocks like he's doing here.
Rock has been delivered. They're on it. Trying to keep it straight so they don't nose it. That's a good peel.
Yeah. Got the job done.
Stuff goes out of the way, and that is the name of the game.
Mm-hmm. And sometimes, Carson, right, you'll nose it, and then it just goes back and replaces it. So
yeah, and that's slightly better than it was before because it's now your rock out there, not their rock, but you would prefer to have no rock. The whole idea of appeal, get rid of that guard out there so you can get in there.
It's a needed strategy some people forget about. At least I have.
So another center guard on the way. Little over curl, but it
That's okay.
Maybe does its job. Take a look at the house here. So the counter is top 4. Got that high guard out front. And they see that and don't like it either. So they're going after that high guard. Well, that overcurled quite a bit. So we still got the 1 red top 4 counter, 2 guards out front. I don't see any reason not to continue to guard this. I think that's what they think too, or even, put another one in there. Certainly doesn't hurt. Line's a little tight, but it might be a little hot. Now they're pushing it. Definitely not hot. Good guard.
It is hard to tell sometimes from this direction the timing of that.
Yeah, for sure. So now we got 1 under cover, and it's under a whole bunch of cover out front.
Because they don't have hammer the last shot, so they're just trying to protect their point and steal 1. 2 or 3 would be great, but stealing 1 is pretty optimal whenever you do not have hammer.
Rock on the way. They are hammering that to keep it straight.
Little shake up there.
So now we still got the 1 red counter, but we've got the yellow frozen rock. If you could get to that yellow rock, that would be dangerous for red. But that's pretty difficult to get to right now.
Looks like she called a 1 guard, judging by her own weight, she said.
Yeah, that one really took off. Curl a bunch. Didn't have a lot of handle on it, so it curled. And
Yeah,
it's
curled too much there.
over, but I'm not sure. Well, you know what that did do? Is it stopped any kind of run up the middle. If yellow was ever thinking about running up the middle and trying to hit their yellow, that's top 4, to get the red out.
Okay, chip in. So he's calling a takeout again. Get
Well,
those out of the way.
maybe it didn't stop that. That's what he's calling. Well, it made that port a lot tighter. Now you're just gonna have to throw a big weight. So that's the call. Run it up the gut.
What would you say that is? Normal
Control.
control?
Good solid control. Coming in. They're sweeping to push it.
And
Just ticks that
Yep.
guard out front, which is why it's there.
right, guards can win a game. So they're gonna guard again because they can tap that right out.
Yeah, you got to put it back, right? So how high is the question?
So what would you do? How high would you go?
I mean, here,
I think 2.
You know, just yeah, it depends on how much it's curling, but like a 2.5, 3 is okay.
It's really about the line, I feel.
Oh, we will see what Benjo thinks. Set to deliver the rock.
He was calling for tighter broom for the guard.
Sweepers were on it pretty early. Does look like it may be over curling a hair. You know, that's 2 or 3 in a row that I would call an over curl. And so maybe we've got some pretty swingy ice in this direction.
And it could be. And sometimes we're still learning where to put that broom on that first end.
Yeah, for sure, for sure. Well, yeah, so everybody's learning the ice.
All right, we got Patrick looking at the broom and the shot that would normally be called. He's going to hit his yellow to get the red out. Correct?
Yep, that was, that's what he's looking at.
A little tight. Nope.
Ice has been swingy.
They're getting on that right away. Keep the line.
Line looks good from here. Pretty nice. Pretty nice. Now,
like board maybe, or hack. That's too tight for a double.
well, we heard him say, try the double there. And I don't know if that's what he ended up calling. Looks like a little hit and roll in. I think he was thinking about it, but wound up calling this hit and roll under, which if he can make it, I think that's a great call. The stone is delivered. Looks to be maybe hack-ish weight. The sweepers are on it. It looks pretty tight. They gotta go.
Might be a little down. Back line.
Just a little light. Yep. A little light for what he wanted, I believe.
Looks
And
like
that
Team Doyon.
leaves the yellow rock sitting 1, 2, 3 rocks. Needs full 12 for a 4th counter. And that would be a fantastic start for the yellow squad. The rock is on the way. Just needs dead draw weight. He has his own backing. That one settles in nicely. It is 4 for yellow. After 1. We've got Doyon 4, Delarmente 0. And we're back in end number 2. Haven't hung the score yet, but it's a 4-0 lead here for Doyon. Switches hammer. Rocks underway. We've got a yellow counter in the rings. And now we've got a red corner guard. Yellow rock number 2 in N2 on the way. Trying to put up a guard for that center.
Yeah. Awesome. Thanks.
Little big. Looks like it's going to bump. And it does. And now there is a double setup if they want it. Looks like they're just looking for the hit and roll under. I was wrong about that. He just wanted that corner. Setting up 2 corners. Aggressive play, but he's got his 2 corners. In great shape there. Benjo calls for the hit and roll under. It's kind of sit frozen against Shot Rock, which would then give him an opportunity to come back and hit it out later. Nice hit. There's the roll. Roll just a little far, but we're splitting hairs. That's a pretty nice shot. Aaron is back after a quick pizza run. Thanks for the pizza, Aaron.
Thank you, since you paid.
So what we have here is a situation with yellow with accumulating a lot of mass in the center of the rings.
Mm-hmm.
And while it's not necessarily so protected, there's 100-some pounds of granite in there.
Benjo, look, Benjo wants to blow that up.
Yeah, so he said, one more, and I don't like it. Let's get rid of it. So here comes a rocket up the gut.
It has some heat on it. What would Schmel say? Mustard?
Some mustard.
Okay, got one out. Hard to tell, Carson. Are those frozen, or is there any space between them there?
I think it might as well be frozen. If they're not, they're close enough that Nicholas Edin himself would have a hard time poking that out.
I don't think he would have a hard time.
Probably not.
And chances are he probably could make the shot.
He'd make it. He'd find a way. So, another yellow guard here? Yep, just looking to guard up shot rock. Especially already up 4. No reason not to guard this.
A little deep.
Well, now, that guard went a little deep, and that leaves that yellow shot rock exposed.
Pretty vulnerable out there.
Is he going to elect to hit it? Yes, is the answer. Rock's on the way. Sweeping it to hold it straight.
Yep.
Now they're
It's-
off. And just skirts off. Actually gets the back one.
There's a pocket there that they can draw into. There's
Man,
looks like
getting
they're
the
freezing to their own red.
So getting rid of the back one is, better than it was perhaps, but less than helpful. That was such a bad luck shot there. It was thrown well. Just missed off the edge and then got rid of the back one, spilled the shooter. So now another opportunity.
And there have been some really great games all day today.
Yeah, it's wild. These people have all been curling for under 5 years. Like, are you kidding me? This skill level is great. You check some birth certificates. Check some official records. Man, I'm telling you, the ice is keen. That was thrown well. It's just a little big. So, button is still open. And the call is to come in and corner freeze on it. Ice has been really fast today.
Did you time that hog to hog? Or split
Didn't time that one, but end of the last game, we were running 15-1 hog to hog for team. And it looks pretty keen now. I would guess it's right in that ballpark. This one has a little bend
the heck
to
out
it.
of that.
Absolutely hammering this. Trying to get every inch out of it.
Falls just a little tight inside of what they would have.
Kind of no harm, no foul, but that button is still open.
And what each team needs to score, the one closest to the pin, which is exactly center of the button, that's the rock that counts until interrupted by another color, essentially.
Correct. Yeah, don't mind me. I'll eat some pizza while we're doing the broadcast. It's curling.
Well, it's a large one for two of us. It's pretty awesome.
We deserve it. Yellow rock on the way. Guarding this is perfectly fine. Getting in there and corner freezing is amazing. I think we're just looking for the guard here. Little rub actually probably helps things.
Well, that made it pretty hard unless it's really swingy right past there. It's going to be hard to get in.
I think the ice swings enough
Yeah.
to get to the button there. For sure it does. But that yellow rock made it more difficult for sure.
I don't know if you noticed, Carson, 3 of the sheets went into 9 ends last game, or last round, last draw. Which means like all of those teams were tied at the end of a regulation game, played another full end. Pretty close games. Oh, let's see what he's talking about here.
We hit this. Yeah, we're hitting. But if we hit it here, I don't want to like do this. So we have to cover the other side.
Okay, listen over, girls.
Let's go. Are we? Yeah, I don't like it. I think we have to deal with the yellow anyways.
Trying to listen in a little bit, but I think Benjo's mic wasn't working so well. We told him before he went out there, hey, don't worry about where the mic is. Just be comfortable curling.
Exactly. Oh, there it is. It's dangling by his leg, I think. Yeah.
Just needed the sliding broom. That's the danger of having a skipping broom and a sliding broom.
You can forget it somewhere. You have to run back and get it.
Never know.
You know, you can get your real broom, too. Like you have, Carson.
The first of 2 red skip scones are on the way.
Looking for a takeout. Yeah. I think trying to push. For a piece.
Bingo, bango, bongo. And I'm not sure if it changed much, honestly.
It opened it up, obviously. But they're going to put back a guard.
Put back a guard, and now you have you've got a red rock sitting in the top 12 that could be run right back into the button if it is a very fine shot. But at least that's there.
Trying to hold the line there. Over curled a little bit. It's a lot more than I thought it was going to.
Enough, yeah.
and it's
That-
wide open.
Now you have a choice to make. Do you try to slash this? Or do you hit and roll in? Or
You sit on it.
if you can get all the way to the one that's biting the back tee line.
Oh, right.
Yeah, so you've got multiple options. You hit the one that's top button, roll under. You might not be shot, but you've cut them way down. Try to get all the way back into that button for shot rock, but that is a really tough shot. Looks like they've elected to hit this one that's top button, roll under, and hopefully slash that one back for a double in the back.
It's there.
Sweepers like it. They're leaving it alone.
Pushing it. It was
Now
hanging
a
out there a
push.
little bit. Yep, gotta go. Gotta go. Great shot to get them cut down. Looks like one yellow.
Yeah, that little roll on the red rolled just not enough that it outcounted.
Yeah.
Rolled just little enough.
We can guarantee they didn't want another big end for yellow there.
Yeah. We move to the third end. The team Doyon up 5-0. So, the kind of name of the game here on out for yellow is try to play clean. And for red, it's going to be put up some guards and find ways to get scoring rocks hidden. And that's what you see here. So that's what we have here. Yellow's going to try to get everything guarded up the middle so that red cannot play down the middle. And red is going to find ways to sneak counting rocks behind some guards.
It's a pretty traditional strategy, those first two rocks. You want center guard without hammer.
Yeah, so the team with hammer typically wants to play up the middle or at least leave themselves a fail-safe up the middle for that last shot. Hey, I can always score one, right? So when you have hammer, you want to play to the wings, leave the middle open. When you don't have hammer, do the opposite. Clog up the middle so that the other team can't play up the middle. At least that's kind of the conventional wisdom. But
Oh.
The score currently dictates that strategy get maybe a little unconventional. Benjo needs points.
Yes, he does.
So, to that point right there, he has hammer. He would have maybe thought about throwing a corner guard up under, or a corner scorer up under his corner guard over there, but he elected to get one in on the button. Got to do something, right?
Yeah, got to get him in there. Third end, there's still plenty of time. I find it interesting about curling, too, also known sometimes as chess on ice, that you basically know what everyone's move. You're not hiding it from the other team necessarily. There are choices, but when you're talking, you're not whispering. The other team can hear some of what you're saying.
Well, so I always say, they call it chess on ice, but there's two things. There's the strategy, where would we like this rock to wind up for our best chance to win the game? But then there's execution. Right? So,
Oh, yeah. Okay.
So we can talk about it all day. Oh, I want a rock to be here, but you've got to deliver the rock and put it there. So, I'm going to go with it's harder than chess. It's not hard to pick up the queen and move it to another square in chess.
And you know what it's going to do. It's not going to bounce off of something and miss the mark. Or it won't pick on the ice.
True.
Well, chess also meaning you're thinking 3-4 steps ahead. What are they going to do if you do this? What.
The only one that's counting right now.
So really hard to tell who
Oh, yeah.
is actually counting down there.
And right now on the scoreboard, yellow has 2, red has 0. So 1 point in first. They got another point in second.
Well, I can't tell, but this will change things. Now it's definitely yellow. Yellow
Possibly 2.
currently counting 1. I'd say red is 2.
It's hard. Sometimes the
Yeah.
lens is a little curved.
Yeah, I think I may be wrong about that.
Should this game
Either
end
way,
right
the
now?
shot is
Yeah.
the shot, right? You're gonna smash a yellow into a yellow and make stuff go away.
Still plenty of rocks left.
Upweight shot on the way.
Sweeping
A
it
little
all the
tight.
way.
They're trying to keep it off that center guard. I don't think they're successful.
But that's the miss, right? Opening that up, not putting it in the house, but opening it up in some.
Yeah, and man, that yellow trickled back
Yep.
to where it
That was unlucky.
could mean something here.
Well, you got the summer one through 20.
If anyone's joining us just now, you are watching the inaugural, I guess, first annual 5 Under World Championship. Several countries represented. It's a nice clean release there. The weight looks great. Looks like it ended up in a really good space protecting those points they have. Or point. The yellow team, looking at their roster and some of the fun facts they gave us, they've been playing 4 and 5 years together as well. They've won a lot of things, a lot of tournaments, Bonspiels. That's up weight, also a nice clean delivery. Really nice. It looks like red now.
So stuff goes away.
Red one.
Boy, I can't tell. Looks like they're having a hard time being able to tell too. But again, I'm not sure it changes the shot.
They could draw down to it.
Frapper de même, il va roller out, il joue là-dessus. Fait qu'on est peut-être mieux garder ça, quoi. Comment?
Son défense, un backup.
OK. Fait que tu vas aller où? Hein? OK. OK, top 12. T'es sûr, celle-là, mettons, dessus, peut-être plus de chances de rester? Ouais, elle est dure à faire, pareil. Ouais.
C'est dur.
Elle va jamais là, elle, mais qu'elle pogne.
Quasiment l'amener à faire ça.
OK, parfait. Go!
Well, right there we have worlds, right? They're speaking French.
Yep, no idea what they said, but the universal language of curling
They're holding the broom.
said, do we want to put up a guard here or we want to bring it in?
Turning left, stop turning left. She loves him. That's the end of the story. That's all you need to go.
Oh no, she's very
Right on that. All the way. A little lighter than they anticipated, but you play to the sweepers. They got some strong sweepers, bringing that in. There you go.
I don't think you want to bump here. Woo. A little scary. Any little bump back on that red may make it shot rock. But what that does do is, well, the button, I guess the button is still open. If you could curl in and get to it. Like, even if red is shot right there, it pretty much locks it into being shot. Hard to see red getting more than one.
Looking at the larger screen we have out here in the warm room, it does look a lot more like red has it.
Hard to see on our tiny monitors in front of us. What are we looking at? Maybe a 4-inch screen of the whole sheet and a 1-inch square screen of the house.
You're better at eyeballing things and
Nah.
making numbers up.
No, as I get older, those eyeballs aren't working so well.
At our age, we got a lot of readers going on.
Our age. Speak for
My
yourself.
age. Since we're a whole year apart.
Kyrus Rock is on the way. Kira. I had to mess up one at least today. It ticks the guard.
I don't know that does
Well,
too
what
much.
that does is leave that yellow open right down the middle.
You have a better view point of me. I'm at an angle. It is hard to see some of those ports.
Ouais, c'est ça. Ouais.
If anyone in the audience does speak French, feel free to chime in the chat. We're making, what we think would be the call based on brooms and such. Even if you don't know French, you can chime in on the chat.
Trying to bend it around the red guard out front. Looks like they were successful in doing that. How deep will it go? Pretty nice, and from this standpoint, we still have no idea if red or yellow is scoring, but
Let's bet a quarter. I bet a quarter it's red if it stays as it is.
if it's red, what that yellow rock served to do was just further lock in the 1.
Our pizza's pretty good from Doughboys here in McKees Rocks. They do sponsor us. They bought advertising that we have on our wall. Friday Night Pickup and Pizza League. We order from them.
Throw them a shout out on the crawl.
Yep. They are really nice. They're great. And the pizza's pretty good. Breadsticks are better. Skip's throwing his first rocks. On that right away. Looks like it's for weight and line. Tell you what, front end is super important with their sweeping. It really, that's where that team sport comes in. Even though one person's doing, the shot. I know on our team, of course, there's several shots that we wouldn't make without our sweepers, Maddie and Nicole.
I've been back here eating pizza.
Yeah, I can hear.
That's why I've been silent. Trying to be silent.
I was joking, I couldn't hear. Look at that sweep, skirting right by. And where did that end up?
T-line. So if red is 1,
I don't know
as you
anymore.
suggest,
I take it back now.
yellow is 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7.
I feel like
None
you're
of
on
that
Sesame
matters
Street.
as long as that red sits in there.
If it's point. Because
Well, even if
that
it's
last
second.
one, we look up.
Even if it's second, like it's kind of all locked in there. Although you've got this
You can
top
toss it.
4 yellow peeking out, just peeking out to the right.
I don't think they're certain about whether it's red or yellow. Let's take a listen. Never mind. His mic isn't. I think he put it in his pocket. So what's your call, Carson? as our skip for our team.
Well, we do try to tune in and listen. We do try to tune in and listen, but Benjo's got his mic turned off. He doesn't want us to hear. He doesn't want us to hear his high-level
Secrets.
talks. No. He's got it tucked up under his jacket, so we can't hear him.
That's okay.
But
Is that a takeout they're calling for?
we can guess what they are talking about.
Looks like a maybe hack. Or I mean board.
Yeah, so that yellow is peeking out, and if you can get to nose of it, well, they must think it's shot.
It's a hard shot. They're on it. It's inside.
A little bit light, I think.
Did I see tap yellow?
Yellow 1, they call it.
Glad I took it back. I would have lost a quarter.
You did. You lost your quarter.
No, I took it back.
You took it back in time. So yellow scores 1, puts them up 6.
Made a small adjustment to the score, so it was 2 yellow. So 7-0 coming back in the fourth end. Red's going to score this end. Let's go. We got it. Yeah.
Dustin Devine over here stealing our pizza.
He tried to give us $1.
$1 for pizza?
Well, I guess I can take it even
It's
though you
9
paid for
o'clock
it.
at the curling club. The food has been put away. I feel like a pizza may be worth more than $1.
Let's tell him. He's
Just
not
kidding.
club president anymore. We can ask him for more money.
Just kidding, Dusty. You can steal our pizza anytime. So we got a red counter.
Calling it for a takeout.
Got a bunch of guards.
It's a pretty tight broom, so the weight has to be really up for it to not move. A little wide. Got a piece.
Mission accomplished. Yeah, the ice all day has been at weight. It's been running pretty straight.
As soon as you bring it down to a guard, you have to really call that at the edge of the 12-foot, basically, to get to the center. It's coming down. They're trying to go through that port.
I think that was the called shot, but it winds up a
They
little
gotta-
light.
Get on that. Gotta go.
The weight wasn't bad.
They needed some line on there, and that's demonstrating it was just lighter and curled a lot more, right?
Yeah, for sure. And yeah, not sure.
It's not the end of the world.
Turn that in a hair. Could have been.
They are basically eliminating their rocks.
Yeah, so when you're behind, you need guards to hide behind. So their thought was well, if they want guards to hide behind, let's get rid of those guards.
And they have a strong lead. They want to keep it. You can even throw through the house sometimes if you're close to the end of the game to avoid putting up those guards. It's moving. Might be back of the house. Or I think it's a biter.
So, question, since it's now like hiding,
So regardless of how deep the stone is or just on the very tip edge, it counts.
Yep.
There's
Anything
a biter
touch and
bar.
paint.
We have a biter bar to make sure that it is actually a biter right on the line. Could be, 2 centimeters in. Still counts. Yep. Looking to, again, keep eliminating the rocks. Run them out of rocks.
Yeah, and this is why we were talking earlier. Benjo wants guards because now he's just got one guard and there's not a lot of places to hide. So early in the game, you're throwing guards. Of course, the other team knows that and they're getting rid of guards.
Yep,
But he's
not a
got
secret.
one guard to hide behind, and that's what they're trying to do here.
Is that a little heavy, though?
Maybe a little big. Line's great. But yeah, just a little big.
Yep. So the opposing team can skip as a defensive move for the other teams once it crosses that T line.
They can sweep.
You can sweep.
If you can sweep your opponent's rocks once they cross the T line, which is the line that is horizontal on your screen, cutting the circle in half. So yeah, that one red guard that's out there,
Taking it out.
Doyon doesn't like it. They say, why give them anywhere to hide? Let's get rid of it. And he hits that perfectly to where they both go away, and the sheet is clean.
They've been consistent with their hits. They really haven't had any trouble. So they're trying to put it on the edge again, maybe using that yellow guard.
Yep, use what's out there.
Mm-hmm.
And that is the only thing out there.
Actually, it might be one red.
It might be one red. It's hard to tell which red, the red or the yellow. For which one?
Oh, I see. Yeah, you're right. Is the way
And there's his defensive sweep.
You got a little is closer. No, the red is.
It's kind of the only time a skip sweeps, so, you know, they should be able to do it pretty strong and well since they are not tired from the whole game.
Spoken like a true front ender.
This is a crazy shot for a month.
And spoken like a true skip.
Oh, she changed her mind.
My sweeps count a lot. Yes, skip.
I sweep like a cheetah when I'm in the house, sprinting, getting it down there.
Cheetah.
Uh-huh. I like cats. Cheetah has spots. I have freckles. It's all the same.
Is that good? Is that good?
What do they do?
Oh, hey. Oh. One red.
Depending on how this end goes, there is a fifth end break. They sweep the sheets, get some of the fuzz or dirt off. Do they repebble?
No, just
the clean?
We repebble the hacks.
Okay.
So the area where every shot the rock grooves a little path and redo that.
For our non-curling viewers, Carson, what is pebbling?
Well, Aaron. Just
We can
checking
give
to
some
see how
interesting
this shot
stuff.
wound up here. The ice is really keen. Most of the misses all day long have been a little big, if anything. Yeah, so pebbling is if you look at the texture of the ice, the surface of the ice, it's not smooth like you might see in ice hockey after the Zamboni goes over it. It actually has a little bit of what we call pebble, like a orange peel texture to it, which we achieve by spraying water from a backpack sprayer all over the ice, and it freezes almost instantaneously. And that it reduces the amount of surface area that the rock slides on so that it'll slide easier. Without the pebble, if it was just a flat sheet of ice, it'd be hard to even push the rock down the ice.
And we've tried, just for fun, and it was sad. I
Yeah,
don't
it is
even-
hard. Yeah, you shoot out of there
Yeah.
with peel weight and shove it, and
Doesn't even get past
you're,
the second
you're lucky to
hotliner.
you're lucky to get halfway down the sheet.
Yep. Now, Dean, I don't think he could do it. Right, looking for a strong hit.
So the object of these shots are make rocks
Gotta
go
keep it.
away,
Got to keep it on the side.
but you got to stick around.
Keep it. He might.
Little hit, will it roll
Got it out.
out?
Didn't stick around.
Just a little
So-
too much oomph there.
This would be called a blank end. The score down at the scoreboard, there is a side section. You'd put the number of the end in the blank end spot.
So nobody scores after 4. 7-0.
right, we're back. Start of the fifth end. They had their like halftime break, like we were talking about, cleaning the sheet, which is, I believe, 150 feet long.
Somewhere in that ballpark. Who knows? Nobody knows.
I think everybody knows. Or now they
No
do.
way to find it.
That's true. Unless we get a tape measure, and then it's a whole thing.
They just timed, yeah.
Welcome back, Carson. I was watching the halftime by myself.
Yeah, thanks, and we'll get you back on the sheet that we promised you.
Also known as the Crystal Court.
The crystal.
It's from the Northern movie or cartoon.
The Northern Cartoon.
What was it called?
Nobody knows there.
Where they talked about, is there Wi-Fi on this vessel?
Oh my.
You could at least like humor me here.
I have no idea what's going on. Like, you are basically, I don't even know what. I mean, it's magical. You know?
Is that behind the T line? Yeah.
I tried it a couple of times. No.
The old behind the T line game.
You don't want the behind the T line game. It doesn't help you out. It gives backing to the other team. I mean, our team's pretty good at it.
Yeah, we need to move the button 4 feet back, and we'd be awesome.
Yeah, we might win a few more than we did.
So the rink from Quebec. Up 7-0 in the fifth. They've got 2 scoring rocks in already. They're both behind T. But here comes a guard to try to guard him up.
Yeah, because red could easily just kind of sit on there, but then it becomes a stacking game. Whoever has hammer kind of wins. Gets the point.
And that's a nice guard.
Cars, have you ever been to Quebec?
Never been to Quebec.
Do you want to be in Quebec?
Absolutely, I do.
Okay.
So, they've really put Benjo's team into a predicament here where, you know, you're asking for finer and finer shots. So now we've got to wiggle one in here behind
They got
that
it past.
guard.
It looks. Oh. I think I may have called a sweep most of the way down because of how swingy it is. Well, not swingy, just because the curl is a couple feet.
That opened it up a little bit.
It's a really nice port if it were Red's turn to sit down on those reds or yellow. But it's not. It's yellow.
Yeah, that red out front poses a little bit of a problem in that you could tap it back and you've got all kinds of backing. So, so the call here was a little corner freeze to kind of nullify that rock out front. You could have just hit it. Could have just hit that rock out. It's the most dangerous rock on the ice for yellow right now, and you could have just gotten rid of it.
But they executed that very nicely. Again, behind the T line. The old T line game.
I'll beg to differ with your
Trying to be
assessment. Now, it was a little big. They wanted a guard. That was.
It was big, but it really came in if that were the nice draw path.
If that were the.
If it were
the-
red.
If that's what they wanted, it was beautiful.
I didn't watch the shot. I got distracted.
But now he has all kinds of pocket to sit in down here.
Mr. Curl.
Curl nicely. Right in that pocket.
Really nice sweep job measuring the weight there.
Yeah, so that's a pretty dangerous rock that, you know, Doyon's team here is going to say, well, I don't want that red rock there. But there's all kinds of reasons, all kinds of ways that when you hit that rock, it jams on that back wall of yellows. What were you snapping and pointing?
Was going to ask to listen to the French commentators while they're in the house. I don't know which button to press.
Want to listen in?
Too late. Ship sailed. Based on the broom, looks like a hit. Yeah,
Yeah, there's a
looks like a run back.
double there. I wouldn't call it an easy one, but there is a double there. Rock on the way. They're sweeping it to curl. Ended up getting that back one on a flash.
So that's not what they were hoping for. If that wasn't obvious. And what did he call? I couldn't see it in my angle.
A little draw weight shot in. I think they're
It's a
trying
heavy
to,
drop. That's heavy.
They're trying to get inside of that yellow. Instead, they're on the outside of it. It bumps it in.
He likes the shot, though. He liked it. He liked the result. Bless you. They knew what they wanted to do right away. Scooted back down.
Yeah, so that red's in a bad spot now. The yellow's all teed up to knock it out.
And then they would be sitting what? 3?
Yeah,
4?
no, there's a pretty good chance of 4 at the end of this. Although they will not care where the shooter goes, would be my guess. Turned it in a little bit. They are trying to keep it straight the whole way down, just crushing it. That's not what they wanted. You know, but it opened it all up. And with the scoreboard being the way it is, that's a fine shot.
There's a lot of plan A, B, C in club curling. So you hope for the best, but there's always a miss that won't be the end of the world. Not always. I guess.
It's coming in nicely. They have backing.
He likes that shot. Gave the raised broom symbol of nice shot. Carson doesn't give me those very much. I'm kidding. He's a very good skip.
There would need to be a good shot. Oh, hey-oh.
Hashtag you burnt.
Be here all week, folks. Well, so he has a nice little pocket to throw into now. So this will probably have a little bit of mustard on it. Get up into that pocket, try to blow the two reds out the side, leaving just yellows. Shot's on the way. That's a firm shot. They're trying to push it.
That is some heat.
It looks right in there.
Ting. Wow. Bingo.
Mission pretty much accomplished. In a perfect world, that red one floats another few inches, but that's a 4 out of 4. It's a good shot.
Did you say 4 out of 4?
Yeah, that's how you score curling.
You don't say.
Fun fact, Aaron.
I am fun fact Aaron.
So when you hear people go, I think I curled 62%, the way they do that is you get a score 1 through 4 on every one of your shots, and then you tally all that up and divide it by the number of shots you took. And if that comes out to, say, 3, and you curled 75%.
I think there's an app for that. A couple years ago you showed me.
Yeah, Curling Coach, maybe? Plug for Curling Coach.
We are not paid for advertising on this show.
But if you'd like to donate.
Pittsburgh Curling Club.
Shot on the way right up the gut. Bingo, bango. Bunches of yellows go.
And what are we looking at for point shot?
Yellow's sitting one, and it's frozen up against that red, which makes it somewhat problematic, but well, yellow is 1-3.
When you say 1-3, what would that mean to the people at home?
I would mean the yellow rock is the first closest to the button and the third closest to the button.
Correct.
I'm glad you approve.
Nose hit, and that's that.
Yep, name of the game for Doyon right now is just make red rocks go away.
I'm not a fan of football, but I think that Madden guy said the team with the most points wins.
That's how that works. That is how that works. Yeah, if we did the
What, the football commentation?
typical football commentary, we would go.
He's crouched. He's in the hack. And there it goes.
You know, Aaron, what
Let's go.
I think the team that makes the most shots, sweeps the best, and has good strategy will probably win tonight.
Strategy is super important, but if you can't execute it, the front end's really important to set up the game. Going
That's a
back to
nice
the
rock
front end.
there. Oh boy, it took a little curl at the end.
If it did.
Oh man, that's bad luck. That just took off at the end.
That was good weight. That was nice.
Yep, I
Yep.
was waiting for that one to just hook in perfectly.
I see what you did there. I was waiting for that one. I said it was good weight. You said I was waiting for that one.
Didn't even know.
Pay
Didn't even know I
attention,
did it.
man. Pay attention.
Okay, I'm gone.
Oh, it looks like they have called.
Is there
For
a
an
call
official.
is there a measurement maybe?
Yeah, it looks like
Okay.
looks like we have a measurement situation on our hands.
And we talked about that earlier, right? When they're that close, especially in kind of a more competitive spiel, you want to make sure if they're getting 1 or 2. And they're not.
It looks like they made a
measuring.
decision without a measurement.
Yep. I lied.
Officials on the way down though to check it out. make sure everybody was on the same page there.
He's on a mission. Yeah, we have officials, we have timer, there's think time for this game. It's a lot more competitive and official. Well, it is official than traditional bond spiels that are more fun, relaxed. There's always great competition at bond spiels, no matter where you go.
So they're down there chatting. It looks like everybody is cool with what happened.
They're gonna play back. You know what? Maybe he went down there because they hadn't hung the score, the blank 4.
No, they called for an official.
Was it? Okay.
I think they were thinking about a measurement. And then by the time the official arrived, the skips had agreed on what the closest rock was, and
And
off they go.
it was 1, I believe. Coming back in the 6th, and it is 8-0. It'll get there. Stay on that sweep. Strong sweep there. He looks satisfied with the shot. And a takeout. Or a call for a takeout. I think that's a little wide. Yeah, just a little wide. I think when we lost that game, you were a little wide. Last semester, I lost a few with being a little wide. I take accountability, man.
Lots of sweeping in your future.
I wanted to sit on that yellow. If you could see our little station now, we're probably not the best people. We're pretty scattered here. What were you looking for the roster for, Carson? We got it. We have the names. The roster that they gave us actually had fun facts on it. The team gave some information about themselves. But then when I talked to them, they said, you don't have to talk about that. He's calling hit and roll over.
Yeah, the name of the game is Get Rid of the Red Rock.
It looked like he didn't care if it were wide and rolled over to the right or left, whichever.
Wow.
That moved a lot for the weight. I think it was a little tight, but it moved a lot.
It's one of those ones if you said thread it through this little needle, you wouldn't be able to do it 5 times out of 10.
True story. It is fun though when you make those really tight shots. Got it, tapped it.
Has a chance to sit on the back one. Not quite.
Ticked off of that and rolled a little too much. No, they can't nose hit because it will just jam. So it's another hit on the side angle, roll over, either way. Or get a double, looks like they're talking about. It's a pretty tight broom, looking for another takeout, getting rid of the reds. They're pushing it. It seemed a little wide. Again, got the job done. Kira's up. Looks like they are trying to sit on that yellow. What do you think? I couldn't see.
Yeah, that makes most sense. Moves the yellow
Curled
back.
a little bit, but just a little, I don't know, couple inches more than it.
Yeah, I'm
they
telling you
wanted
that
it.
ice has been quick all day. Most of the misses have been heavy.
Well, I don't know. Some of the misses have been really light, which makes them over curl. Not gauging or compensating like it's too fast. I'm going to try to slow it down. Calling another takeout, you guessed it. Takeouts are fun. You kind of just shoot out of the hat and hope you hit the broom that the skip asked you to.
That's
Well, told. They
that's
don't
how
ask.
the takeout goes. Shoot out and hope.
Yep. Oh, not a takeout. I misread that.
Trying to bump that back red back just a little more or sit on it even.
Yeah, they only.
Well,
Yeah,
that's
you're
now
right.
shot rock.
They wanted. Yeah, they would rather sit on the red. I'm sure with that one. Okay, I think this is a hit, right? Did I get this one right?
Yeah, they gotta
Okay. I gotta hold that line.
get rid of that yellow. Try to poke it back and not jam.
There we go. Now pushing. Just missed that one in the back. for a double.
The one in the back was their own. They wouldn't have won a
No,
double
the
that.
yellow. You can't see it.
Back yellow?
Mm-hmm. Red have, they have some rocks in the house. It's looking good. They're really open, but they got them in there. Red's not in a good place right behind that yellow. They're still sitting one red. They gotta preserve that point. Red has 2 more rocks left. They have hammer. I think he called, what, top of the 4-foot? Maybe a little deeper in the top 8.
Yeah, you gotta outcount the yellow in the back 8.
Yeah.
But if you come in under the yellow in the top 8, they just hit it back.
And run out the back and the touch in the 4-foot. It's kind of tough when there's so many options that you just don't know which direction. Oh, great. That was nice.
Yeah, that worked out pretty darn well.
Yep. Didn't get that one fully out, but got the job done. It's the red's out counting it.
Still, that top yellow outcounts the back 3 reds. So it's still just red 1.
Again, my angle, I can't see all of the rocks. Oh. Okay, he's all right. Little slip there. Those shoes are very slippery. Teflon is the bottom of the shoe that slides on the ice. Top 3 questions I get asked about curling is, do you use ice skates? The answer is no. Emphatically no. So what do you do here, Carson, to get a point? This is to get more than 1. I think this is the last. They got to hit that yellow. There's no way to get more than 2. Right?
Yeah, there's...
Actually, all they have to do is just nose that yellow there. So if they're a little heavy, there's that backing, and I think it would still count.
Yeah, I think there's really only an opportunity for 2 here, and you'd probably just throw a dead draw to it. If you're
Again,
a little heavy,
if you're
okay,
heavy.
but
Yeah, if you're heavy, there's still a little backing.
I think if it's a little tight, they're gonna have to go for the line.
Yep. Which one you want to hold line? The person closest to the rock. That's what some of the purpose is there. Got to keep going, keep sweeping. They did it. All right, 2 for red.
Yeah, very nice sweep. Little tick. Still got on the top 4, and red gets on the board with 2.
8-2. End of the 6th end.
And the 6th. 8-2.
They decided to shake. It would have been 8-2. Oh no! Great game, guys. And some folks, shaking means that you're just ending early. You don't play the full 8. You just don't. You don't think you're gonna get there. Alrighty, tune in tomorrow. First game, I believe, is 10 o'clock, right? 10 a.m., Carson? Something like that. And another full day of draws at the 5 and Under World Championship of Curling.